Anglo-Saxon Protestants, early Christians in America, white Christians. And from these organizations will emerge groups like the Ku Klux Klan, which is why the Ku Klux Klan can claim that they are Christians. We have to know. So whiteness and ideology with privileges and preferences and status that could allow a white man to enter the house of the Lord, filled with black people, and do Satan's work. Force I know to wonder about the power of this Satan. So we shall explore further about whiteness. Yeah, man, look into it. For hundreds of years, the whole notion of being white, to the extent where Africans will just simply be subservient to anything that is white. To the extent that I and I will sometimes protect what is white before we even consider what is black. It's a deep programming, whiteness. But are they really white people? And what is it that makes them white physically? You know, when you slap a white man, he changes into a different color. So you make you wonder who really is colored. Who is a colored man? Who gets blue? Who gets green with envy? Who gets yellow through fear? Who gets black and blue through licks? Investigating whiteness. It has been put on us for centuries. Time to move it from the center of our existence. Yes, too long. I want to just welcome my brethren into the studio, Makonnen, as Makonnen, entering the metamorphosis at a stage where we're into the identification of our people around us and those who have created a condition that force us to be showing so much reverence to things that are white and to show so much deference to things that are black, and been given the impression that these are two things that are in opposition. It's like the link that we them give us is that the world is a world of black and white, and in that perception we are blinded to the reality that there are billions of Chinese and billions of Indians who don't fit into that black and white drama. Makonnen, brethren, greetings.
Yes, I.
You know, say, a white man go into a church in America, a black church. They're making it very specific now. A white man, 21-year-old youth, went into a black church, sat for 1 hour, and then decide to make a political statement, start a race war. Those are his words.
Yes,
What you say? How should I and I as people, black people, respond? Because this is a white statement to black people.
Well, at this point in the history of the black man, his response is going to be multifaceted. You're going to have one man over here so say one thing, and the next man over here so, and there will be a kind of confusion of positions as to what we should do. So anything that Iman say now would be adding my voice to that particular
mixture of
yes. Vices. You know.
So mix in, brethren, mix it.
Watch I am. You see the the situation is that many years ago, Marcus Garvey made us, not Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X made a statement that was very unpopular and caused much consternation among the people, not just black and white, just people everywhere. He said that chickens always come home to roost. This white guy that went into the prayer meeting and prayed with the Africans and then turned his gun, his licensed legal firearm gun on these people, killing 9 and wounded many more. This young man, for he was a very young man, he had not yet
21 them say.
Yes, him don't see no life yet. Him can't even imagine what he has done.
That's what he say.
But then why are we so excited about this 9? This 9, what is so special about them?
I don't think it's a 9 specially, no. I think what is special is the place where the 9 lose them life.
No, this place never special.
Yeah, man, they call it church.
Watch I. 400, 500 years ago, when they came to West Africa, they came with the same gun.
Right.
I and I never have none.
But remember, no, them said them time they were never civilized yet.
Look here, it was a clash of civilizations.
Right.
The African civilization versus the European civilization. That is what it was.
And them defeat the Africans with arms and weapons.
They
and
used
drugs.
the same weapon that this young boy used and killed the 9 African. Them started killing us from them meet us on the shores of West Africa in this slavery expedition. Along the way, along the road of that passage, they kept on killing and maiming and raping. They did so mercilessly and without mercy. So we switch now in time and we come to this church in Charleston and everybody is so shocked. I am not shocked. I have seen worse than this. I have seen times when the said white man that name Roof now, him did just name murderer then.
Something else, yes.
And him murderer turn around with him sword and him chop off 4 or 5 black head with one swing. Him line them up, you know.
You see? You see the historical framework that you're constructing now?
Yes,
it doesn't connect to those who are living from 2000. Because you see, from 2000 into the internet communication age, there's a feeling that people have become knowledgeable and more tolerant and understanding of differences, and also society is a bit more tolerant of differences now.
All right, listen.
Education has been opened up, interracial marriages taking place, picnic burning, Bob Marley come as a mixed race, and all kind of things now. So there's an impression that there's a sort of leveling off of that barbarity that was given to the exposed African people in the times when you're speaking of. So maybe that is why the shock effect today, you feel as though people should be civilized, especially the white people, because they're supposed to be the beacons of civilization, you know. Let me just finish that. You see, if this act had gone in Iraq, it would be just a normal suicide business, a normal terrorist attack.
Yes.
If this is going on in Yemen, it's a normal terrorist attack. But when it goes on in the greatest industrialized society, so it's not just, it's where it takes place, you know. And at the point in time when the society have a black African American president. So I think all these things become contextual now that give it the shock effect globally.
Well, listen, Iman can't stop them from shock.
All right.
If them want
if
shock.
they want shock.
But you see, I no shock.
All right.
This thing that has happened in America was going to happen. The chickens always come home to roost.
So where is the protection then of that the Africans always knew or were trained to believe that the church can give them? Because this is the house of God, you know.
Yeah, look here. They were trained, as you say, to believe that the house of God and the family of God could give them protection because Jesus saved them.
Right.
Now, what is it that he saved them from? And this salvation that he gave them, what is it that it eased their burden from? Now, in the congregation of ears and voices that are presently in this conversation, those that can tell me of the relief that the white man's religion has given them, I would be most grateful to hear from these people.
So 453-1444, that's the number for the program. Overseas number 954-338-7973. We're going to open the lines at 11 to engage those who want to respond to what Makonnen just threw out. Because the black population in America is fixated now at a point because the 95% African Americans there are Christians. You may have a smaller percentage who travel the Muslim faith, but the great majority. So this is why the brethren knew that hitting the African population at this point, so it will be at the core. So like him hit the nerve of the black community, the black population in America. And I get to understand that the president now, in speaking at the funeral, actually made a sort of reference to the attack really directed at his family, but them couldn't get him. So like if you can't catch Kwaki, you catch him short. Because the war is serious in America, you know. What do I think? Enough more politics.
I am looking at this thing very, very broadly. And I am convinced that there is little or no difference between this shooting and the other mass murders of a similar nature that take place in America.
Irrespective of the political time and climate.
Exactly.
Okay.
What we have here is a forced impression on the minds of the people. All right, you have a school and a young boy gets in there and him start to fire wildly. At the end of the firing, 15 people are dead. Now, the same scenario plays out at a university in Texas. The same scenario plays out over here and over there, and now it plays out in Charleston, North Carolina.
Okay.
There are racial overtones. The young boy has said that he did it to start a race war.
As one of his objectives,
No, I am cognizant of this reality. It is just that American black people, and of course a host of the black people in the islands of captivity, all of them have conspired together to create this mystique that surrounds whiteness. It is supposed to be, as the I say, the most civilized of civilization. You don't expect them to do certain things, and you never expect to see the civilized engaged in such savagery.
Unless there is some sort of mental illness.
Please remember.
You know that.
Please remember.
Some imbalance, some slight imbalance in the.
I have tried to tie this mass murder
Yeah.
in with the other mass murders.
Of course. It
Now
belongs there.
you say unless there is some mental imbalance.
No, I'm saying
remember,
this is usually the diagnosis,
prognosis
yes,
of the
these type of
psychiatrists
right, of these type of
of
killers.
the Europeans.
Yes.
This is
yes,
what I am
yeah.
saying here and now. These killings are going on among the Europeans all the time. Generally, it is a European that pulls the trigger. There was a point when it was a American Asian that pulled the trigger. But the reality is that these are sick people and they've been out there killing one another. And we never really mind that much. We watch the television, we watch the trial, we get engrossed in everything that is going on. But now the chickens have come home to roost. The white man, in his sadistic urge to murder, maim, and rape, as he has done from the very beginning when his civilization touched ours. He continues to do this thing, and then all of us jump up and become so excited because 9 more Africans died. What about the millions that have died on the road to that church? You talk about this religion, Christianity. I tell you this now, it is more savage, more brutal than almost any other religion that you can name. This religion has risen to its level of present prominence on the basis
Violence,
of killing in the name of Jesus. In fact, they went as far as proceeding to kill their own God.
So go ahead.
And then to show their power over life and death after killing their own God, they rose him again and sent him on his way to heaven, where he now waits to bring them. They must now dead and go to heaven. But remember, you know, all of this becomes believable through the fact that they killed their own God. This is brutality unheard of in any of the other world religions. And specifically, such brutality does not exist in Rastafari.
That does not, all of that don't change the facts that in 2015, with America having a descendant of those enslaved people into the White House, the context has changed. Because even prior to this, black people were being gunned down by policemen, left, right, and center, right across America. And there was an uproar, and a consistent uproar. But this seems to be a climax. So that activity, this to me is not a sporadic event. This is a political event. And a political murder is not the same as a regular murder. A political murder carries deeper messages.
Listen.
Yes, I.
It has its political component.
It up front. I am saying it up front.
You see this bloodletting?
Yeah.
What I am saying is that this is characteristic of Christianity. In Christianity, blood must be shed for atonement. So, why do the Christians jump and shout and want to make the most out of every time there is bloodletting? You see, once there is bloodletting, they are glued to their mass media, whatever they conceive that to be. And all of them live in that arena for as long as the blood is flowing. This situation down in Carolina, I tell you, is not a different situation. It has angered black people as surely it should.
But why should it anger them any different if it's happening over and over?
Because they have joined in with the European philosophy of Christianity.
No, man.
Have you not heard that?
No, man.
You're saying that they haven't done that?
It's different because, not because of any journey. It's different because the man them achieve a political status in America that they've never achieved before.
You're talking about the presidency.
Yeah, because it's a reality in America.
I hear
the
you
I may not live
talking.
there, you know. Yeah, but you say the I don't live in America necessarily, you know. So it may not mean nothing to you as an individual.
Look here.
But to a black man who trod in America and know what it is to come to the South, know what it is to be marginalized and to whipped and family abused. Jamaican people don't know them things there, you know.
All right, look here, look here.
So we have to respect that tradition, you know.
Look here.
And you can't decry where the man reach, you know.
No.
All right. So
I am not saying that.
So I'm saying that's why the
what
context is different.
You
yeah.
Is that I am never expecting Obama to do miracles beyond those that are normal inside of Christianity.
I ask you this now.
Yes.
Suppose a black youth to kill them 9 people, would it make a difference?
It would make an absolute total difference.
In what way? 9 people are dead same way?
The black community.
In what way? 9 people are dead same way?
It would make a total difference.
What difference do you think it would make?
There's a symbolism associated with a European pulling the trigger.
All right.
Especially the social history of that European.
No, this youth is not a Christian, you know.
This youth is a
not
white
Christian, you know.
supremacist.
Yes, right.
White supremacy.
Right.
White supremacy at the hilt is Christianity.
No, you have atheists too.
I know it. There's a branch of white supremacy.
And this is a 21-year-old youth who don't necessarily coming from that ancient tradition that you speak of. You know?
Look here, white supremacy
now, you know,
have 2 bases, atheism and Christianity.
So
what merged them is white supremacy.
Exactly. So I'm saying, you know, this youth may have nothing to do with Christianity. Not at all.
I am not in a position to argue his
So I'm saying
religion.
I'm saying to I know the killer. The killer can be a non-Christian, right? Yes, I know, you know, and nothing to do with the bloodletting that Christianity is about.
But he's white.
Yes.
And what he has done is shed another drop of African blood in an environment.
And that aspect me didn't even know is whiteness, not the fact that him is not a part of the Christian bloodletting. When I talk about him whiteness, what is it that in this whiteness give him this strength and this power and the protection of the state to put him in a bulletproof vest after them capture him? Who's going to shoot him? Is it black people them pray going to shoot him?
They will make that pretense.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's not black people that shoot him. It's them own kind who that shoot him.
Yes.
And I'm saying to that, you know, it's so serious that we have to remember JF Kennedy, you know. Every time them people have an assassination, there's a killer for the assassin, you know.
Yeah.
To end the story. So I'm going to leave it at this. That's what I'm saying. To me, this is an ordinary thing because to me, this youth, I know, them will take him out. And the story done this, I know. That means that you can't ask him no question. So we'll never really know who I'm connected to. So this thing to me, you know, is deep. It can even go out back to the White House. It can go back to some agencies where you never know that plot this against this to effect. So in other words, now I'm saying to you, this drama here is a revelation to the 21st century when people think, say, white people were normally, they're okay and it's just love them don't have, we just have to show them more love and you know, be more Christian-like with them. And then, so I'm saying, this is a wake-up.
Listen.
Yeah.
These people are very Christian-like.
Which ones now?
The white people, they are
you mean very Klansman-like?
Very Christian-like. I will show you an example of their Christianity. Meanwhile, over in Afghanistan, there is this man named Muhammad, and there is this brethren named Bin Laden. And it is said that Muhammad and Bin Laden planned the bombing of the Twin Towers and executed it, killing thousands of Americans, white and black, in one day. Osama bin Laden never claimed that he did it. America said that he did. This is the country that said to us in the slavery, turn the other cheek.
The country, no, my religion, the Bible tell you that, America tell you that.
This is the religion.
Oh, the religion.
That told us, turn the other cheek.
Yeah.
This is the religion that showed us, be humble, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. This is the one that said, just give me a little cabin in the corner of Glory Land, just a shade from the tree of life, etc., etc. And now, suddenly, it is said, it is rumored, there is no proof, and Mr. Reagan went to Afghanistan and bombed the country, carpet bomb it, killing all the men and the women and the children.
Yeah.
And then he went to Iraq and did the
So
same thing.
All right, so where are we going?
Until finally, the slaughter of Osama bin Laden. Where is this love of Christianity that you speak of?
Well, remember,
Where is this expectation
Yeah.
of the black people that this great civilizing religion, this great civilizing religion loses its civilizing influence the moment that it gets hurt? It inflicts double the pain, triple, quadruple. It even wipe out nations. I could list the nations that have been wiped out along the road to the present status.
But is that any different from Muslims? They know war. So aren't these religious groups all about war then? Not so specific about Christianity then. Because it's just another war organization then.
You will notice that the Muslims and the Christians are even right now at war.
So in other words, now speaking about Christianity and the bloodletting is only half of the kind, because black people locked into either Christianity or into Islam.
Well, my brother, if you
So
wish,
at the same ball game.
if you wish to speak of Islam,
It's the same game.
I would tell you immediately that Islam is not above the game. They are into the same ballpark.
And the ballpark now is a ballpark that is created by a book. And that book now is the Bible.
And the Quran.
Right, and I'm saying now within the black population in America now and in the Caribbean islands, the dominant book is the Christian Bible.
Yes.
So now, when you look into that book that has made the African people committed now to Christianity, because that book, you know, is a book on the Sunday school teachings that is going to reinforce this identity of being a Christian. Because African people didn't come here as Christians.
This was the work of Elizabeth when she sent out her cousin Francis Drake and John Hawkins. She gave them a commission from day one: civilize and Christianize